Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Logashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Vatarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavandau Punah Punaha Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Beda Vibhagini Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Gukaro Anthakaro Vai Rukarastanivartakaha Anthakara-nirodhitvat Gururitya-vidhiyate. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunayama Deva Bhadram Pashyemakshabir Yachatraha Sthirairangai Sushtuvam Sastanupihi Veshema Deva Hitam Yadayu Swasti na Indro Vrittashravaha Swasti nः Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastaksho Arishthanemihi Swasti no Brihaspatirdhathatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are studying Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad, and we are in the second section of Gaudapada kārikā, Vaithatya Prakaranam, and we are in the 32nd verse. Kārikā is important for a listener, a qualified student who is studying Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad under a proper teacher, Guru. Without kārikā, Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad will not be completed, is not complete. That is why we are also studying Māṇḍūkya kārikā. And in the Vaithatya Prakarana, where popular misinterpretation regarding the truth that is been discussed and refuted by the Acharya. Acharya means the teacher, whether it is Gaudapada or Adi Shankara. They present different ideas regarding the truth. Those ideas are misconceptions regarding the reality. But there being followers for these partial views, widely people accepted as reality, even though they are not complete. That is why Vaithatya Prakaranam has a detailed analysis that truth is not what they have accepted. Different schools of philosophies, different visions. So we are in the last phase of this section of Vaithatyam. Very beautiful way of presentation. Every verse. And in the 32nd verse, we already saw almost everything. Still, for the sake of continuation, I will read and I will give the gist of the meaning. Na nirodho na chotpattihi, na baddho na jasatakaha, na mumukshuhu na vai muktaha, ityesha paramartatha. This verse is presenting different incidental attributes which are there for the manifested names and forms. We will take for an example, our body is a manifested name and form. Appears in front of us, a body. From the ultimate standpoint, there is no existence of any name or any form. Even though we perceive, this is the beauty. Even though we perceive the names and forms, they never existed at any point of time. It's only an imagination. That imagination never get a birth. Nacha utpattihi. Na nirodha. Never get resolved. Never get into a bondage. Na baddha. Nacha satakaha. That body is not at all a seeker or a person who wants to be free from all kinds of bondages and he wants to take a proper solution. The person who has found out a solution is called satakaha, who is in a proper action to get a solution. When the body itself is an imagination, how can we impose the birth of a body, the death of a body, the bondages of this body? Because bondages are from the standpoint of duality when you accept it. There is a father, there is a mother, and there is a child. Father is there, duality I accept. Mother is there, duality I accept. So that there is a child for them. But these are all non-existence from the standpoint of ultimate reality. That is why the very knowledge will take care of all our beliefs. Those beliefs which are deep-rooted right from the childhood itself. I have responsibilities towards this world. When we believe this body is true, then there are responsibilities. Mama kartavyani. These are all my duties. As long as we believe this body is a truth, is real, then we have responsibilities to be done. But the awakening of the knowledge will eradicate, do the job. What is that? It will take care of all the notions which are pre-existing or born out of ignorance about myself. The reality about myself is I am the non-dual self or Brahman, which is free from death and birth cycle. Nobody informed in the previous birth or any other births before. So that I got a birth in this life. But in this birth, I am blessed to study the scriptures under a proper teacher. Then I got the message, the real knowledge about myself. That knowledge removes all kinds of notions that I am a human being. I am subject to death. I am subject to birth. All these things. So responsibilities are my bondages. So responsibilities are not there for a person who understood himself or herself that I am not a human body. Still he will involve or she will involve in all kinds of duties. As long as the body survives in this world, we go through our responsibilities and duties as an action doing towards the all-pervading Lord, not to satisfy anybody, as a responsibility. That is why even after getting the knowledge, an enlightened person involves in certain jobs. Like we are studying and teaching. Our traditional teachers who are enlightened themselves, still they continue to be teaching. As a teacher, they taught for the sake of humanity. It's a duty, but it's not their responsibility. They don't take as a responsibility. But as long as they exist in the form of body for others, they teach. And teaching happens in duality. So bondages are there as long as we accept ourselves as a human body. Once we come to know that human body is a superimposition on the reality, just as a snake imposed on the rope. The knowledge of rope will take care of the mistaken snake. That is been presented in this verse. When the person is enlightened, when the person comes to know the truth or reality, for him or her, no death, no birth, no bondages, no to, not to want anywhere to find out solution to come out of the responsibilities. Na mumukshuhu, there is no seeker at all, because the knowledge or the information from the scriptures is ever free, nitya mukta. When somebody is ever free, how can there be possible an action to be free? Na mumukshu. Muktum ichu, a desire to be free. Nitya muktaha aham. I am ever free. This understanding about the reality or oneself will take care of all kinds of attributes which are incident or pertaining to the duality. Navai muktaha. Suddenly, a liberated person is not born, because ever freed person cannot be a person who got liberated just now. We cannot say like that. Ever freed person knows. A person who came to know from his teacher that I am free all the time. I am not a limited body. I am unlimited consciousness, and which is free from all kinds of attributes. That person will understand that there is no job involved to be free, or there is no birth of an enlightened person. Navai muktaha. I am not an enlightened, a person who became free, because I am already free from the past. Ever nitya muktaha. This is the truth. This is the reality. This is the meaning of this verse. We discussed properly in the last class. I just want to give some meanings of the sentences of Shankara Bhashyam, the commentary of Adi Shankara. We already gone through few sentences. I will read few sentences. Atma eva idam sarvam. Brahma eva idam sarvam. Ekameva atyudiyam idam sarvam. Yad ayam atma. Ityadi nana shrutibhyaha dvaitasya asatvam siddham. Different sentences from other Upanishads, Adi Shankara quoted to justify this verse. Atma eva idam sarvam. Indeed, everything is this non-dual self. Indeed, everything is this biggest Brahman. It is one without second. Ekameva Advitiyam. And all these things are very self. Through these different sentences from different Upanishads, they have only one meaning. Dvaitasya asatvam. Duality never existed at any point of time. All these incidental attributes like man, woman, I am a wife, I am a teacher, I am a shopkeeper, I am a cosmetic seller, I am a pilot, I am an administrator, I am a student, I am a dancer, I am a singer, I am fair, I am black, I have too much height, I am too short, my hair is white, my hair is long. All these incidental attributes are pertaining to the duality, which are superimposed on the Atman, which is free from all these attributes. Formless Brahman being the substratum for all kinds of superimpositions. When it is not known, that's why ignorance plays the role. When the exact thing is not known, we impose ourselves, our ideas on that. Just like the rope is not known, so I have my own ideas to impose, like snakes, stream, etc. Same like that, existence of duality is not there, is established. Siddham. Once there is no existence of duality, how can there be possible of the birth of duality or the death of duality or any other happenings? Something never existed at any point of time, and we are imposing again the birth of this duality or the death of this duality. Shankara gives the example of rabbit horn. Sataha hi utpattihi pralayaha vasyat na asataha. Anything which is real may have some birth or death. Something never existed at any point of time. How can there be possible for that non-existing thing and death and birth? There is no possibilities of death and birth for a non-existing thing. And he quoted an example, Shasha Vishanadehe. Rabbit's horn. There is no horn for a rabbit. How can you say that a rabbit's horn got a birth and a rabbit's horn got destroyed? Teeth of a crow. Same like that. There is no teeth for a crow. Flower falling from the space, from there. There is no such flower. Kha kusumam, akasha kusumam. These are all stock examples of Shankara or traditional teachers. All these things are verily some words which are blabberings. There is no such a thing in the world. Kagadandam. There is no teeth of a crow existed at any point of time. A barren woman's child. A woman who never become pregnant or gives birth to a baby is called a barren woman. How can we say barren woman's child? No. These are all mere blabberings. Similarly, all my attributes like I am beautiful, I am not fair, I have some problem with my mind, I am a teacher, I am a student, I'm a shopkeeper. I am Miss World. I am a parent of this child. I'm a housewife. I'm an administrator. I'm a woman who is having much height. I'm a woman. I'm too short. I'm a skinny woman. I'm a fatty woman. My eyes are having some problem. All these attributes are blabberings from the ultimate reality. From the ultimate reality, when you know yourself, you are Brahman. You are not this body or the attributes which are pertaining to the body. That is what Shankar also says here. Any attributes connected with this body or the world never existed like a rabbit's horn. And he says the another truth. Na api advaitam utpatyate liyadeva. There is no birth for the truth. There is no death for the truth. Resolving of the truth after a period of time. Truth means something never get changed at any point of time. In the past, in the present, in the future, it will be one and the same. This is called truth. It will never get disappeared at any point of time. This is called truth. So how can we say that the truth got a birth and the truth got a death? Then it is not truth at all. So one's own non-dual self is not subject to death or birth. Now another sentence. I'm not reading all sentences. Nahi manovikalpanayaha rejju sarpadi lakshanayaha rejjuam pralayaha utpattihi va. In the dream state, for understanding of this sentence, we need some background. In the dream, we create certain things in the dream state. We enjoy ourselves and we resolve ourselves. When we wake up, we understand that whatever I have perceived are identical to mind. They are not separate from the mind. So, as long as the mind was working, there were dreams. There were dreams. When the mind stops working, there is no dream at all. Similarly, mind is a product of ignorance. Because mind itself is an imagination. How can an imagination produce another imaginations? No possible at all. I explained properly in the last class. Mind never existed at any point of time. How can it imagine different things in the world? So here, manovikalpanayaha. When the mind is working, all these things are perceived as in the dream. From the waking state, the mind is working and I saw all these things. But When the mind stops working, even in the waking state, there is no external existence of the things. Because mind itself is an imagination of oneself. Remember carefully, mind means a bunch of thoughts, and the thought means if you take one thought, an object from the external world and one's own consciousness. In the awakening of the knowledge, only consciousness remains. External things never existed at any point of time. So you start to give up all kinds of external objects in thoughts. Then only consciousness remains. Then when the external things are avoided by the help of a teacher, what we call meditation, there is no external things, then there is no mind at all. As long as external things are there inside our every thought, a mind exists. So, imagination of the external things are being avoided by the awakening of the knowledge. So, a person starts only thinking oneself. That means mind is not there at all. So, the knowledge about oneself is the destruction of the mind and the destruction of the thoughts which are packed with objects externally. So, naja manasi sarpasya utpattihi pralayaha va. There is no birth or death of a snake which is imposed on a rope inside the mind. Naja upayataha va. Anyway, you take it anyway. Nacha upayataha va. There is no external thing existing separately from the mind. When the mind operates, there are external things. When the mind shut down, there is no things externally for a person. And in reality also from the awakening of the knowledge, mind itself is an imagination. What to talk about the external things which are perceived by the mind? That is also an imagination only. In the Anandagiri Tika, that means another explanation for the commentary. He says that Rajju Sarpavad Dvaidasya Manasatva Avisheshad Na Tatvadaha Janma Vinashau Darshayidum Shakyau Idi Dashtantikam Aha. Even the rope and the snake is also an imaginations, imaginations of the mind. There is no proper illustration. There are limitations even for the snake and rope. Why? It's also an imagination of the mind. Mind itself never get existed at any point of time. What is the point of talking about the imagination, imagined things by the mind? So, by negating the mind's existence, we negate the objects also externally. Remember, for a beginner, all these things will be confusing. All these logics are confusing. For them, external thing exists. My father exists. My boyfriend exists. My happiness exists. My car exists. My dog exists. For a beginner, all these statements are contradictory. I am sorry for them. And I see only blessed people who are around me and those who are not beginners. They know something as a base of Vedanta. So that mind itself is an imagined idea. What to talk about the perception of the mind? This is the sentence to be completely understood. Tada manasatva avisheshad dvaitasya. There is no significance for the things which are perceived by the mind. So, another sentence. A person asks a question. If the duality never existed, yadi evam dvaita abhave shastra vyaparaha na advaite virodat. When the duality never existed at any point of time, then why you are teaching for the students? You first accept that there are students in front of me. There are my friends, right, sitting in front of me. For them, I am teaching. How can you accept something other than that? And also, tadacha sadi, being that advaitasya vastutte pramana bhava. And also, scripture should not be there. There is no scriptures to teach also, because you never accepted Dvaidam, something other than what you are. We don't accept scriptures. We don't accept anybody other than this self. Then why you are teaching? Somebody is asking. So he answered, Dvaidasya cha abhavat na rajju sarpadi vikalpanayaha niraspadatvat anubhavattihi iti pratyuktam etat kadam ujjivayasi iti aha. Any superimposition can only happen when there is something as a substratum. How can you deny everything is not possible? When the substratum being there and it is evident for a person, and we are talking about that, after knowing the substratum, that self is the only substratum, we can deny everything. Unless knowing the substratum, the base of everything, how can you deny every duality? So here it is told, Rajjuhu abhi sarpa vikalpasya aspada bodha vikalpita eva idi drishtanta anubhavati. Is everything is imagined. If the substratum is also an imagined thing, there is no example at all. Rajju or sarpa. When something is evident to me and it is not understood properly, then only imagination happens. Something is there. So the scriptures are talking about something which is in real existing. By knowing that, a person deny all other dualities. So all these, what are the imaginations, it is told here in another way. Katham punaha, how come Sarupe in one's own Brahma Tattva, in one's own self, Vyapara Abhave, there is no way of understanding that Shastrasya, for the scriptures, Dvaita Vijnana Nirvartagatvam. When the formless Brahman is not properly discussed in the scriptures, because there is no other way. How can you make understand a person who is formless? There is no other way for them. Something which is formless cannot be communicated. How can you make another person something which is formless? So, how can you deny all this duality? And already the base is formless. So, for this question, Shankara answers, na esha dosha. There is no defect at all. Rajvam sarpavad atmani dvaidasya avidya adhyastatvat. Even though it is formless, everybody has a general understanding about oneself. Whether you exist or not, we say yes. It means that there is an understanding that I exist. I am evident to me. What is evident to me? That is the problem. All the things which are being cognized by me through the senses are duality, which is an imposed ideas, because not knowing who I am, because there is no proper valid knowledge right in front of me other than scriptures. Scriptures only talk about the real nature of a person. Most of the people don't have any idea about what they are in real, because they never studied scriptures. So they superimpose what is there for them. Through the eyes, they perceive their body. So I am this body. They listen the world. So world exists. So all these things are there for a person who never studied. But in reality, after studying the Vedanta or the scriptures under a traditional teacher, a person establishes that duality is a superimposition due to the ignorance of the substratum. When the substratum is not known, there will be an imagination due to our mind, due to our ideas, due to our own thinking. We impose some other things in the substratum, because substratum is not known. This not known is called ignorance. Understand? Then I take myself as a body, then Sukhi Aham. I am now happy because I am staying with my girlfriend or boyfriend or my relatives. Dukhi, I am unhappy now. Nobody is knowing about me. All are related to body. Moodaha, I am confused. Jataha, I got a birth in this world. Mritaha, I will have death. Jirnaha, my body is going through metamorphosis. I am getting age. Dehavan, I am endowed with a beautiful body. Pashyami, I am seeing the world. All are superimpositions. Shrunomi, I am listening the words and people and the birds sound. Vektaha, I am manifested. Avyaktaha, my mind is not manifested. I cannot see. Karta, as a person, I have responsibilities and duties, and the senses are given to enjoy this world. So I should be a person who involved always in actions. Pali, who enjoys all the results of action. Samyuktaha, Viyuktaha. I get connected with the people. Sometimes I will be separate from the people. Kshinaha, I'm tired. Vriddaha, I'm old. All these things are Atmani Adhyarupyande, mere superimpositions on one's own real nature. I am age. It's a superimposition. When the body get aged, you are not aged. You are permanent Brahman who never go through any changes. Body will change, definitely. It got a birth, and right from the first day onwards, it's growing, and one day it will fall apart. But body getting aged is a superimposition. So these are all the superimposed ideas, Atma edeshu anukataha sarvatra avyabhichara. Even though the body is getting changed every second, something is not changing at all. Even the body gets some changes, That is why anugataha. Along with that, without substratum, there is no superimposition of the body. And superimposition have different fluctuations. And all the fluctuations are being understood properly because I am unchanging. I am permanent. I am stable. By my nature, I am permanent and unchanging. An unchanging entity can perceive all the changes occurring around him. That is why my changes are being marked by me. Because I am consciousness, a conscious entity can only mark all the changes, and I am unchanging even when the body is changing. That itself is enough as a logic to know oneself that you are not changing even when the body is changing. Sarvatra avyabhicharat, without any changes. So, one more sentence. Without the scriptures, we won't have any idea that I am akarta abhokta. It means that Shastram, the valid means of knowledge, its scriptures only reveal about my real nature. Without that, it is not possible to understand my own nature. That is also been told elaborately. So, all these things are possible only when we have ignorance about oneself. But when we are capable of analyzing the waking state from the knowledge, from the standpoint of knowledge about oneself, we know that all these things pertaining to the dualistic world never existed at any point of time. We analyze the dream from the waking state, and we analyze the waking state from the point of knowledge about oneself. Then only we come to know duality is only an imposition, superimposed ideas. That is been told properly in this verse. More the same meaning coming to another verse also. We are going to see the next verse also, very little. Then we will elaborately will discuss in the next class. We will see the next verse also now. Bhavaihi asabbihi eva ayam advayena cha kalpitaha bhavaha api advayenaiva tasmad advaita shiva. Once more I will read. Bhavaihi asabbihi eva ayam advayena cha kalpitaha bhavaha api advayenaiva tasmad advaita shiva. Bhavaihi, different names and forms in the world. Asatbihi, which never have a proper independent existence. Asat. Asat is the opposite word of truth. Untrue. Unreal. All these names and forms which are unreal are being perceived due to the presence of substratum, advayena cha kalpita. Without the substratum, there is no names and forms in front of me. In order to imagine something, I need to see there should be something right in front of me, and I cannot completely cognize what it is. Then only imagination happens. So here it is told, Bhavaihi. Lot of names and forms which are in the form of universe or Jagat, this Prapancham. All these things are imagined due to the substratum which is Advayam, non-dual. No other entity other than this in the world. There is no ghost. There is no rich man. There is no poor. There is no beautiful. There is no ugly. There is no something out of reach. There is no something beyond reach. Everything is a superimposed idea. Everything being this one non-dual entity. How can you give some glory for some other things, and how can you condemn some things which is not an object for discussion? There is no such things exist in the world. There is no something to be hatred. There is no something to be get attached. All those things are only imagined thing. So here, bhavaihi asatbihi eva ayam advayena cha kalpitaha. A non-dual entity which is not available for the perception of senses, so that it is being superimposed by different names and forms which are all imagined ideas. Bhavaha abhi advayenaiva. They being non-separate from the reality. They are all imagined due to the presence of this non-dual entity. This non-dual entity is the only resort which brings happiness. which bring all kinds of solution, which bring serenity, which bring all kinds of silence in one's life. There is no running behind the objects after knowing this. When you know I am unlimited happiness, I am the entity which is free from all kinds of limitations, defects, and sufferings. There is no running behind certain things in order to get happiness. That is why the complete settlement happens once you know the reality in one's life. Shiva, this word is very important, Mangala, an auspicious thing which bring all kinds of good things in one's life. Tasmad Advaita Shiva, this non-dual entity, knowing this non-dual self will bring all kinds of auspiciousness in one's life. We will discuss more in the next class. Okay. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobrahmanebhya Shupavastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyaha Prithivi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Choparahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Suginaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om